5 tips on how to translate English to Spanish. First tip, the form of address and the Spanish variant. The first step is to identify your target audience. Which is their variant of language? European Spanish from Spain, Spanish from a Latin American country, a standard Latin American Spanish, international Spanish including Europe and America. This choice will already give us some answers, such as the form of address. In Spanish from Spain, we must choose to translate the English you as conversational singular tú or plural vosotros, or rather translate it as formal singular usted or plural ustedes. Instead, in Latin American Spanish, the formal use of you is more widespread, although the conversational form could also be used. Second tip, terms that remain in English. Take into account that English is currently considered as the universal language. Check out our video about this issue. And Spanish, like most languages, borrows words that their speakers use daily. Third tip, localize while avoiding clichés. Translating isn't just transferring words from one language into other languages, but it's much more. Check out our other video on this matter. A too literal translation denaturalizes the real meaning you want to transmit. For this reason, in translation, we introduce localization, which means adapting the message to the target culture. Anyway, culture today is global, and it's a snap to adopt wrong clichés when localizing a translation. Therefore, rather than figuring out how the target audience is according to the country where they settle, let's dig up more details such as age, educational level, interests, if they have traveled, if they have lived in foreign countries, among many other considerations. If you are an English native writer, ask yourself whether you share the same interests as your Spanish audience: music, books, movies, TV shows. Instead of striving to identify supposed separate cultural references, be aware that your well-meant adaptation could produce a contradiction. And instead of bringing your content closer to the Spanish audience, this counterproductive effort sets you apart. On the other hand, this localization process is the adaptation of currencies, measures, and hours if needed. For example, if you are using UK pounds, you'd convert them into the currency of the recipient country. But notice that this isn't always needed. If, for instance, you're aimed to a native Spanish audience living in North America and you used US dollars in the original content, maintain this and just translate the name dollars into the Spanish dólares. Fourth tip, extension of the lines. In most cases, the resulting lines in Spanish will be longer than the original in English. Therefore, if you are inserting an audio or written text in a limited time or space format, you should adjust the structure, being not afraid of shortening sentences. Fifth tip, synonyms, passive voice, and possessive pronouns. Synonyms. It's always better to enrich the content introducing different synonyms, but in Spanish, this requirement becomes even more essential. Passive voice. The same happens with the passive voice. Actually, this picture is usually clear evidence that the content is, in fact, an English to Spanish translation. Possessive pronouns. Generally, English uses more possessive pronouns than Spanish. So, when possible, change them. Check out SIGNEWORDS.com/connectingwords, a video blog by SIGNEWORDS, to read the full article and find more videos like this, always introducing communication through language.